right now we're going to get into how to grow your business to 7 figures per year on a shoestring marketing budget with Mitchell Harper from Big Commerce. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the New Life event. My name is Shauna Siegel, formerly Fresnel, but I got married on 4th of July. I'm the CEO of One Choice for Your Store and host of Ecom Experts on Webmaster Radio. And I love, love, love education. And to learn more about me, just go check out my bio. But we're here to talk about the New Life event, which is 30 webinars in one weekend, and it is completely awesome. But we do owe a special thank you to our speakers. Please make sure to say thank you, because without them, we wouldn't have all this amazing education. And honestly, a really big thank you to you guys. There are no sponsors of the event. There are no advertisers. It's up to you guys to spread the word. And what was really phenomenal is that, you know, you guys are out there, you guys are tweeting, you guys are talking about the event, and I don't know if I even told you guys, but last time that we did this event, I think we did it in, February? We had over 8,700 people that came to the site watching live and watching the live broadcast and catching the on-demand webinars. And, you know, for a little online webinar that started out you know, with no budget, no nothing, just spreading the word just by you guys and Twitter and social networkings, I think we did a dang good job. So let's double that this time, and with your guys' help, we're going to do that, because you guys are out there spreading the word about this event. So please keep on doing it, because we're going to give you some great prizes. And the way that you spread the word is tell people to go to newlifeevent.com and sign up. Make sure that you use hashtag NLE. We've been using tweetchat.com. If you enter NLE, you can follow along with the conversations and get to know new people. During the social media webinar, we were talking about one of the ladies from the last event. She had a huge new following on Twitter because she just started posting all this great information that the speakers were putting out. And all of a sudden, she met a whole bunch of great new people. So this is our last webinar of tonight, but tomorrow we're starting again at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we're going until 10 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be 12 webinars, and it's just awesome, awesome, awesome education. So if you have questions, you can Twitter New Life Event, or you can ask questions on the right-hand side. But I really want to get going with Mitchell Harper of Big Commerce. I tell you what, this gentleman I had the pleasure of meeting in person at Internet Retailer, and he is phenomenal. I really enjoyed my conversation with him. I really liked what he was doing. I was very, very impressed with him. He's the co-founder and product manager for BigCommerce.com, fastest growing e-commerce platform in the world, and resides in Sydney, Australia, so you guys are going to love his accent. He has built Interspire, the parent company of Big Commerce, along with the co-founder, Eddie, to over 50,000 clients and 7 figures in yearly revenue with 40 employees in 3 countries. And all of the growth was a result of listening to customers, hiring the right people, and guerrilla marketing. And they are debt-free and have taken no outside investment. And he is very passionate about teaching small businesses how to succeed and maintain a YouTube guru channel at youtube.com, bigcommerce.com, which has close to 500,000 views. And on his channel, he teaches sales and online marketing and social media marketing, search engine optimization, positioning, and so much more. And I highly, highly, highly suggest that you check him out on YouTube, because it's very cool. I love the way that he shoots his videos. They're just very right on, straight, and he says if I make an error, I don't even edit it out because I want it to be real. And you were recently featured on Mashable.com as well, right?
I was, sure, yes.
Oh my gosh! And it was what top 10 CEOs or top 10 companies using video?
It was, yes. It was a focus on the top 10 CEOs who use internet video to educate and sell their products.
Yeah, and you're doing a phenomenal phenomenal job. I mean, I've always talked about Blend Tech and Gary from the wine. I can't remember the name of it right now, but everybody knows who he is. And now, you know, you're just another name that we add to that list, and that's a very high list up there. You know, those are good names right there. So I'm excited. I'm going to put on my mute button and we're going to listen to you. And thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. All right, so my presentation today is called Bootstrapping to Seven Figures. And as Shauna mentioned, I'm from Sydney, Australia, so hence the accent. Bear with me if you can't understand me. And the presentation really is about 2 hours of information condensed into 30 or 40 minutes. So I will be speaking quite quickly, but there is a link to download the presentation at the end if you do need to. Okay, so in the presentation, I'm going to teach you the exact same marketing strategies we've used to grow our business to about 50,000 customers and high seven-figure yearly revenue. And we don't have any outside investment, and we did it all on a shoestring budget. So we started exactly how you are at the moment. There's nothing fancy, there's no secrets, and by the end of the presentation, you'll see that. Okay, so just for future reference, you can download the presentation at bit.ly/Mitch-presentation. And I'm also on Twitter for questions at Mitchell Harper as well. All right, so let's go. So first up, a bit of info on who I am. I'm 28 years old. I live in Sydney, Australia. I actually started out as a programmer, so building software I started when I was 12. I'm obsessed with user interface design. I like sexy products. I like software that looks good and is easy to use. Fascinated with marketing and positioning. I like to learn new stuff. I'm an entrepreneur. Our company is called Interspire. Maybe you've heard of us. And most importantly, the last point here, which will make sense by the end, we sell shovels when everyone else is mining for gold. So there's a link here to a video that explains that concept in more detail, but I'll also run you through that in this presentation. So, you know, there's so many people out there trying to give you marketing advice and sales advice and buy this book and, you know, buy my audio tape. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't have any books or CDs or tapes. There's no pitch here. All I want to do is educate you. So why should you listen to me? I co-founded Inspire in 2004 with no funding. We've been profitable since day one. We now have 50,000 clients and high seven-figure yearly revenue. We grew 300% last year in staff and revenue. We have an office here in Sydney where we do our engineering, and we have an office in Austin, Texas where we do our sales and support. The company is profitable, debt-free, no venture capital, and I really learned marketing the hard way through trial and error. I haven't been to college or university, but I do read a lot of books. I follow a lot of influencers on Twitter and YouTube, and just I spend, you know, 2 or 3 hours a day reading and learning and trying new things as well, which is really important. You've got to try new things. And our latest venture is BigCommerce, which is an e-commerce platform that we launched in September last year. So just a quick overview on what BigCommerce is. Shauna will jump in at the end and tell you a lot more about BigCommerce. It's our all-in-one e-commerce platform that lets you set up a really professional online store with similar functionality to Amazon or Zappos. Launched last year. It's got more features than Yahoo's product, Amazon's web stores, GoDaddy, or any of those other competitors. And, you know, we really focus on ease of use, hardcore SEO or search engine optimization so you can rank at the top of the search engines, free-click selling on eBay, all this other good stuff that I won't get into. So that's our baby at the moment. That's our product. Now, this presentation is all about marketing. Before we start, you need to know the golden marketing rule as a small business. We still live by this, and we're obviously, you know, a bit bigger maybe than you are, but we still live by this. You must be able to measure your return on investment from any and every marketing activity you undertake to grow your business, all right? Now, there's two types of marketing. There's direct marketing and branding. Direct marketing, you want people to take action and buy your stuff. So Google AdWords, email marketing, direct marketing activities like that. Branding is getting people to feel a certain way about your brand. So the huge companies use branding. They can throw millions of dollars at ads and they don't care. So TV ads are a good example of that. Coca-Cola, all the car companies, Toyota, they run branding. They want you to feel a certain way about their brand. They don't really care if you buy a car or not, okay? So unless you've got a seven-figure marketing budget, stay away from branding. It's the quickest way to lose all of your money besides going to the casino. So one other thing you'll notice about my presentation is I'm blunt, and I'll tell it how it is, okay? So this is why most marketing sucks. It doesn't focus on anyone and tries to attract everyone. And companies are selling products customers don't want. Too many businesses are focusing on price and not value. And there's a huge difference here, which I'll get into in the presentation. Customers aren't at the center of the feedback loop for companies either. They're all about what can we get? How can we get the most out of our customers? They don't think about what their customers want, which is wrong in my opinion. And business owners are afraid to talk to their customers. If you just ask your customers what they want, they'll tell you. It's such a simple concept that no one uses. So you as a business owner, you need to understand marketing. It's not something you leave to chance, and a product that's marketed better will always outsell a product that's better than that product, okay? Marketing can mean the difference between your business turning into, a 7 or 8 figure empire or going down the drain and you filing for Chapter 11. More than anything else, marketing has the potential to make or break your company. And marketing is something you learn over time. It's taken me 6 years. We started in 2004. So it's a long haul thing. You don't just wake up one day and say, look, tomorrow I'll be a marketing expert. It's not how it works. And if you understand marketing and use it aggressively, which means often, you'll be ahead of 99% of your competitors who don't understand marketing or won't take the time to learn marketing. So the whole, meat of my presentation is what I've coined as a 7-step marketing plan. And I'm actually writing a book around this as well. I won't talk too much about that, but the book will kind of hinge on this idea that any small business can go from nothing to $1 million in revenue in 12 months by following this plan. We've used it, and I'm starting to share it now with more and more companies who are also using it with great success. Okay. So let's just look at some assumptions moving forward. For the purpose of this example, let's assume that you sell customized sports jerseys online. You've been selling online for 6 months and have made about $15,000 in revenue and have about $2,000 in the bank, which you can use for marketing. Let's also assume that you have a full-time office job and work on your e-commerce business at nights and on weekends, in hopes of becoming the Amazon.com of customized jerseys. If you're going to dream, why not dream big, right? Okay, so step 1 in this 7-step marketing plan is creating your typical customer profile. Now this works best when you've already been selling online for a few months. So you have a few dozen customers because you're going to survey them, okay? You're going to ask for their sex, age range, salary, why they bought from you, what problem your product helps solve, would they recommend you, etc. Now I've set up a sample survey at bit.ly/Mitch-survey, which you can take a look at. It has a lot of questions in there. Now then you want to look at the results of the survey and literally write a profile of your typical customer, including their name, age, interests, height, weight, where they live, everything like that. Okay, so here's a quick sample survey I put together in Google Docs, and don't worry, at the end I'll share the link to this presentation so you can download the survey template as well. And then you send it out to your customers via email. They come back with responses, what their sex is, how old they are, how they found you, all that kind of good stuff that you need to know as a business owner who's interested in marketing. We then build our ideal customer profile, okay? We take responses from our questions that have the most answers, and we sit down and literally describe this person. So you can see here, I've created a sample customer profile. John is 29 years old, has brown hair, green eyes, weighs 197 pounds, 5'11" tall, lives in Austin with his wife and works in an office. He loves to watch the game with his buddies on the weekends and found our website via a referral from a friend at work. He bought from us because of our largest selection of products, has recommended us to at least one friend, and was happy with his purchase, so would buy from us again. He also loves video games, playing poker, and has a high school education. This is going beyond the typical demographics you collect from customers. You want to describe a real person. Imagine if you could create a person in some magical machine. You describe their hair color, their eyes, their weight, their hobbies, what they do, how they think, how they feel. You want to get all of this information so you can visualize, in our case, John, who's our ideal customer. This is John, okay? You take everything you know from this survey and you visualize. You find a photo on the internet of someone who looks like your ideal customer. You can see here John's a sports fan. He's 28 years old. He has brown hair. He has green eyes. He matches that ideal customer profile that we built from the information our customers told us. Okay. Now that you can visualize your customer, it will have a huge impact on your marketing, and I'll show you that in the next few slides. Okay. Step 2 is positioning your products to appeal to your ideal customer. So you've got to put yourself in your ideal customer's shoes. In our case, this is John, and you'd say, if I were John and I arrived at my own website, what would grab my attention and make me either sign up for your newsletter or buy something from you instead of closing my browser? Now, you have about 7 seconds to make a first impression when someone gets to your online store. If it looks like crap, they're going to leave, okay? You have to draw them in somehow, and that's what this question is about. So one idea, you might set up, in our case, an email newsletter about his favorite NFL team, which includes little-known facts about players, and you want to get him to sign up to that newsletter. Or you can give him a free shipping coupon that he can use on his first order. Finally, you might even show photos or videos of other customers who look and sound like John, who's our ideal customer, wearing your customized sports jerseys. So they've bought from you, they're wearing the product that you sell, they look like John, so he's going to think, okay, all these other people who look like me, who love the same NFL team as I do, in our case the Dallas Cowboys, because we're in Austin, have bought these customized jerseys. Let me stick around and see what's good on this website. Okay, anything and everything you write or display on your website, in your emails, wherever you talk to your customers must feel like it's speaking directly to them, like a one-on-one conversation, okay? Your goal is to become relatable to John. You want him to see you as cool, and you want him to think, this guy likes the same things as me, so he's cool and I dig him. So if John arrives at your website and sees a photo of you in your customized jersey, and you're around the same age and you're into the same sports, then you and him are familiar, and you'll see a photo on the next slide which really communicates that. Now, very, very simple. Remember, people buy from other people they know, like, or respect. That's all you have to do. Get people to know and or like and or respect you, and you've won the game. So in this example, let's look at you and your typical customer, right? Your typical customer, John, is on the right, you're on the left. What do you think would happen to customers like John, or people like John, who turned up at your website and saw that you too were a raving lunatic who loved NFL, you wore your custom jersey, you're in the crowd screaming for your team to win just like he is? You become relatable. He starts to know you, like you, and respect you. Very, very, very simple principles here. Nothing that's rocket science. Step 3 is spreading the word to people who fit your customer profile, so getting them to come to your website. This is where we use guerrilla marketing. Now, our goal here is to affordably attract as many people who match our typical customer profile as we can. And we also want to ask them to recommend their friends who share similar interests. Now, you think about yourself and the hobbies you have. Let's say that you follow the Houston Rockets, for example, the NBA team. What are the chances that you're the only one that goes to the game by yourself? Not very high. I'm assuming you go to a game with 3 or 4 friends, and they have friends, and you share similar interests. That's why you're friends. So goal number 2 is about getting your customers to bring in their friends, who then you can turn into customers and fans as well. Now, because we're on a shoestring budget, we need to get a good return for every dollar we spend. This comes back to the golden rule I mentioned earlier. Our aim is to then take our profits from guerrilla marketing and put them into search engine optimization and search engine marketing, which we can automate. Okay. Now, guerrilla marketing is basically a way to reach a lot of people without spending too much, if any, money. And these strategies or techniques I'm about to share with you are what we used for the first 3 years of our business to grow. We didn't have any money, we didn't have any cash in the bank or credit cards or anything like that. So they really do work. So let's look at the 5 guerrilla marketing techniques now. First are what I call like partnerships. You find a handful of online stores who sell products complementary to what you sell. You link back to them on your website and in your invoices. So in our example, we sell customized sports jerseys. So we'd find partners who sell alcohol, sports memorabilia, hats, poker chips, products that are similar to what we sell that our ideal customer would like to buy as well. So you call these potential partners on the phone. You don't send them emails. You want to build a personal relationship with them. And the phone, it's been around for a long time, but it's still the best way to do that. So find them on Google, pick up the phone and have a chat with them. Just be friendly and casual. Don't be formal. Don't say, hi, this is Mike, the marketing director from so-and-so. Just, hey buddy, my name's Mike. We sell this, and we know you sell this. Let's get together and let's form a partnership. So to get more visitors using this strategy, you simply bring on board more partners. And these partners can also become your mastermind group to share ideas to grow your businesses together. So there's a really powerful idea there as well. Next up, Twitter find and answer. This involves about 1 or 2 hours a day, and the payoff is huge. So go to search.twitter.com, which is where you can search all of the tweets. And you want to search for keywords around what you sell. So in our example, we might search for the name of an NFL team, such as the Dallas Cowboys. And you want to find and answer questions people have about what you sell without promoting your stuff. Very important. So after answering their question, you want to encourage them to follow you on Twitter with a friendly follow-up tweet. And then you can use your Twitter account to share coupon codes and useful info. So you basically want to get them to see you as an authority, okay? Someone who's cool, who knows about what they like, in this case the Dallas Cowboys, and you want to get them and their social network to your website and onto your mailing list. So you want them to recruit their friends to check out your website and your mailing list, or to fan you on Facebook, whatever it is. You want there to be a way for them to regularly hear from you, okay? And I've got a link in here to watch a video where I explain this concept. Again, at the end of the presentation, there'll be a link to download it, so you don't need to go there now. Next up, Facebook, which you really want to use as a tool to quote-unquote get to know us. So you want the customers to know you not on a business level. Now, the guys and girls who are doing social media marketing, myself, Gary Vaynerchuk, everyone else, you get to know people as people. You don't put in any business spin, or when someone posts something negative, you don't delete it. You take it for what it is and you give them a good reply, okay, and that builds rapport. So that's what you want to use Facebook for. So you set up a Facebook fan page, get your logo up there as the photo on the page to build brand awareness, and be casual in what you post on your wall. Share ideas and give people an insight into you and what you do. Now remember, you're not some huge multinational company. It's probably just you and a few other people, or in our case, we've got about 40 people on the team, so we're not that big. So there's nothing wrong with doing a one-on-one relationship. As I mentioned, don't post corporate speak. Don't fix typos or grammatical errors. Be real. If you screw up in a comment, who cares? You're a person. You're not a company. You're not a machine. Every few days on Facebook, you might want to share a coupon and encourage people to share that with their friends as well. Again, that network effect. And on Facebook, free shipping promotions work really well, but use them a maximum of once a week. You don't want people getting used to them and holding out on buying from you, waiting for that coupon. And this is something we do as well. Post lots of photos. People love to see other people. Remember, you're a quote-unquote internet company. If you don't have a bricks and mortar store, how are they going to trust you? How do they know you're not some offshore, huge company pretending to be a local US company? You want to share photos of your office, your team, your warehouse, whatever you can do to show the inner workings of your business. Even if you work from home, who cares? Show them you on your computer in your lounge room. They'll respect that photo and they'll trust you by seeing you. Don't be afraid to get in front of the camera. So again, you can look at our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/bigcommerce, to see how we do it. Very casual. We don't post any formal stuff. Next strategy is shareable video blog. So video has the highest engagement and costs almost nothing to produce. That means when you post a video, people are going to watch the whole thing more likely than they would read a long blog post, for example. You want to set up a blog on WordPress, which is free, and embed your videos there as your blog posts after uploading them to YouTube. Now, why upload to YouTube instead of Vimeo or any of the other video sites? YouTube videos work really well on iPhones, iPads, obviously PCs and laptops and Macs and all of the other devices, because if the, let's say, iPhone or iPad doesn't support Flash, then the videos will still render in HTML5 so they can still be watched. You never want to get into a situation where someone goes to the effort of watching a video that you've produced and they can't watch it because of a technological limitation. So always post them to YouTube, and YouTube take care of all that converting and all that fancy stuff. Now, when you're doing your videos, ask yourself, if I were in my typical customer's shoes, what kind of stuff would I want to see in a video that will keep me coming back and make me subscribe to their YouTube channel or tell my friends? Video is king. If you can record a 2 or 3 minute video every day or every few days and post that on your blog and YouTube, and make sure it's tagged correctly with keywords around what you sell and what you talk about in the video, you'll start driving people to your blog who match your ideal customer profile. Now, the big takeaway from this slide is you're getting them to come to you for education or to learn something. They're not coming to you to buy something. And these types of people are a lot more valuable to you over the long term because they're not transactional. They're here to learn from you. They'll look up to you. You can build a following. And those people are a lot more loyal and will stick around and will be more likely to buy from you, both in the short term and the long term. So with your videos, you want to record videos of you doing something with your products. You can teach people about your products like I do. You can even record you unboxing your products. Let's say you sell iPhones. Record a video of you taking an iPhone out of the box and talking about it. It's so basic, but people want to see those videos. You can review your products. You can show how you make them. If you sell something like cookies, you can just talk about them. Just get in front of a camera and record the videos. People want to see you and they want to learn from you. So again, my YouTube channel is youtube.com/bigcommerce.com. Don't go there now. There's a link at the end of the video. To do my videos, I use a Mac, a $500 video camera, and the free iMovie software. So it doesn't cost you a lot to do, and the return you get is huge. Email marketing next up. So you really want just a weekly or a monthly newsletter with lots of useful content that contains a limited number of product promos. Your newsletters really should educate people. People get so much crap and spam in their inbox. If you spam them or just send info or send links to your products to buy, they're just going to delete your email and unsubscribe from you. You want them to look forward to your email because it'll teach them something. Education is so powerful, I can't state that enough. Now, for your emails, you don't have to write all this new content. You simply take your existing videos you've been recording to YouTube and you put them in your newsletter. Now, you can't insert an actual video in your newsletter, so just take a screenshot of the video and put that in and link it off, okay? And make sure, have buttons at the top and bottom of your newsletters that encourage subscribers to follow you on Twitter and Facebook. Again, you want them to see you as this cool guy or gal who just teaches them stuff. And you also happen to have an online store that if they want to buy your stuff, they're going to choose you over anyone else because they have or they feel they have a tight relationship with you. At the end of each issue of your newsletter, include a coupon or maybe even one product that you can afford to discount by a massive amount. So you want people to look forward to receiving your newsletter, and for the guys that do want to buy your stuff, price is a huge motivator, okay? And finally, for email marketing, make sure your newsletter has a share button. You can use a tool called MailChimp.com, which is free for up to 500 subscribers, so it doesn't even cost you anything to get started with email marketing. And you want as many people to see your stuff as possible. So now what? Once you've set up all of these kind of guerrilla marketing tactics, and I won't lie, they take work. It'll probably take you a month, maybe even more, to get your YouTube channel up and your blog and your email marketing and your Facebook account and your Twitter account. And you know, it's hard work, but I manage all of our channels. All of the 5 strategies I just showed you, I manage. So if I can do it, you can do it. So once you've got all of those up and running, you're building fans, people are watching your videos and posting comments on Twitter, your goal is to get your store to a profit of a few $1,000s a month. So you can invest that money in a search engine optimization consultant and a Google AdWords expert, okay? SEO and SEM are still the 2 biggest ways, at least for me, through online marketing to drive people back to your online store. People with the intention of buying, which you really want as well. So it might take you a few weeks or a few months, depending on how you implement all the strategies we just looked at, your profit margins, etc. But you want to get up to a few $1,000s a month in profit, which is not that much. It might even be there already if you've already been selling online for a while. Now, a good search engine optimization consultant should be able to get you ranking at the top of Google, Yahoo, and Bing within about 3 or 4 months for at least a few of the keywords you want to rank for. And cost varies a lot. It can be $300 up to $3 or $4 or $10,000 a month, depending on how many hours they work. If you find a consultant, they charge by the hour, and obviously a good rule of thumb that I found, the higher they charge, the better they are. It's not always true, okay? So you want to make sure you check their references and actually see with your own eyes that the clients they have are ranking. Call their clients up and talk to them. Hey, you worked with John Smith, he did your SEO. Was he worth the price? How long did it take? Which keywords do you rank for? Have you maintained that ranking, more importantly, and would you recommend we work with you? Again, the phone's still the biggest tool that you can use to grow your business. Now, while your SEO consultant is working, you want to run a trial Google AdWords campaign. Now, if you don't know what Google AdWords are, they're the ads that come up above and to the right of Google searches when you search. I'm sure you already do know what they are. And so run your own campaign and see if you can get some of your popular products to be profitable, okay? So advertise maybe your top 5 selling products. Spend about $100 a day, whatever you can afford. If you can't afford that, spend $20 a day. If you can't afford that, spend $5 a day, whatever it is. See if you can make your ads profitable. So you ideally want to know that for every dollar I put into Google AdWords, I can predictably get $4 or $5 or $10 or $20 back. If you can do that, you've created a blueprint where money in equals money out, and you can figure out that ratio. Now, a really good book that kind of got me started on AdWords way back was by Perry Marshall. PerryMarshall.com, he's seen as kind of the authoritative search engine marketing expert, especially for Google AdWords. He's got a book, it's $49, definitely worth a read. Now, our goal moving forward, or our end game, is to have experts and automation. So when you can afford it, you also want to bring on a Google AdWords or an SEM expert or consultant. They'll charge you between $100 and $2,000 per week depending on how many hours they work, the number of keywords you're advertising, the number of ads you run, and everything like that. So your end goal really is to have 2 experts handling your most critical traffic driving activities. An SEO expert who gets you ranking at the top of Google natural search, and an SEM expert who runs your Google ads and makes them profitable. When this happens, your critical traffic driving activities are on autopilot, they're maintained by experts. You can focus on growing your business and serving your customers to turn them into raving, what I call lunatic fans. And really when you have this set up, you want to meet with your SEO and SEM consultants over Skype or over the phone or in person if they're in your city about once a week to discuss progress, how you're ranking and everything like that. So again, the goal here is getting traffic from everywhere. So the social networks, the search engines, email marketing and everything like that. Step 4 of our 7-step strategy. You want to wow them immediately after buying. Think about if you sell online right now, what do you do when someone has bought from you in that 24 hours? My guess, through no fault of your own, is probably nothing because you haven't been taught to do anything. It's not your fault, okay? So at this point, you really want to have hopefully lots of visitors to your online store, lots of people watching your videos, lots of people following your blog, etc. And a percentage of people to your website, typically around 2 or 15%, depending on what you sell, will buy from you. Now these are the customers you want to turn into raving, crazy, psycho, lunatic fans who are obsessed with you and your company, and they'll tell everyone they know about you. To do that, really simple. You need to wow them just once after they buy from you the first time. That's it. Okay, think about your competitors. They probably all do the same boring stuff. Customer buys from them, they ship your order, and that's the end of it. You know, it's boring. Why waste that opportunity? You want to go beyond the norm and get them talking about you. Simple ideas here to wow your customers. Again, there's a video in here where I break all of these down. You don't need to watch the video now. There's a link at the end. Just give them a call after they've placed their order and thank them. It's so basic. You don't even have to be the one doing the call. Get someone in your warehouse or someone else in your team, your wife, your husband, your son, your daughter, whoever it is. Call them up, a 2-minute call, thank them for their order. Now I'm laughing because it's such a simple strategy, but the business owners who I know who have implemented this just can't stop talking about it. So simple and cheap too. Another option is to upgrade their shipping from standard to express or overnight. Zappos used this to build the foundation for a $1 billion business, which they sold to Amazon for $1.5 billion earlier this year. Upgrading their shipping, they expect to get your package in 4 days and they get it overnight. What do you think that's going to do to their future purchasing? They're only going to come back to you. They're going to be so impressed, they're going to tell their friends and family, hey, I bought my shoes or t-shirts, or in our example, custom jersey from this store. They upgraded me to overnight shipping. It's amazing, okay? Again, something simple. Next up, you can include something for free with your order, maybe a sample product if you sell, you know, cookies or tea, or if you can afford just a little sample, just something extra that doesn't cost you more than a few bucks. Now, the most important idea here, make sure you include a handwritten thank you note with every order, and make sure that note is signed by you, the business owner, ideally with your photo on there and a way for them to contact you. This is just, I think it costs you about 5 cents per handwritten thank you note, and the payoff is just amazing. Next up, if you can afford it, including a coupon code in their email invoice for, you know, 5 or 20% or 30%, whatever you can afford, off their next order and encourage them to share it with friends. That's a big one. People love discounts anyway. People who are price motivated love discounts, and that's a good way to recruit their friends in to become customers and fans. Finally, if you can afford it, this is a little tricky, sneaky one that I came up with. Refund their shipping cost as store credit. This will encourage them to come back and keep ordering from you. Imagine if someone pays $8 for shipping. They hate paying shipping. I hate it, you hate it, Shauna hates it, everyone hates paying for shipping. You refund them the $8 that their shipping cost. Now they've got this $8 of credit sitting in your store. Being people, we can't sit around when there's quote-unquote free money there waiting for us. So they're going to come back to you, order something, apply that store credit, and you're going to make a second order from them, you know, without spending too much money. So step 5 in this strategy, following up with lots of free, useful stuff. So you want to get their order out of the door, and that's just the start. You've got a chance now to go above and beyond what any of your competitors are doing by educating your customers. So ideally, you want to set them up on a series of email autoresponders, which are automatic emails, that only contain useful information that will educate them about what you sell. Very important. Don't have a sales pitch. Don't sell to them in these emails. Forget what you know about selling. It's garbage. Don't sell to them. Educate them. It'll do a much better job, and it's a lot more affordable. So set up an autoresponder that emails them once every 3 days over a 30-day period. So that's about 10 emails, all full of useful content. You can use MailChimp to do this. It's free. And I'd probably use videos in these emails. You can use the same YouTube videos that you've recorded previously, and it won't take you that much time to set them up in a pretty email. So at the top of each email, encourage them to forward your emails to their friends. Again, you get the power of a referral, and their friend will love your useful information, and there's a huge chance they too will become a customer. Now, just before we move on, remember everything we're doing here pretty much is free. You don't need any money. That's the beauty about guerrilla marketing and this strategy I'm sharing with you. There's not too much money involved. Okay, so ideas for free stuff to email customers. Videos, as I mentioned, get the best results because I'm betting your competitors aren't creative enough to record videos, and they're probably lazy. Most people are lazy. If you put in that little bit of effort, then you're going to be ahead of 99% of everyone else, especially your competitors. So you can email them videos about how your products are made. If you sell cookies, just record a video showing your kitchen, or how you source your ingredients, how you bake the cookies, how you do quality control, whatever it is, just useful stuff they won't find anywhere else. You could email them videos of you reviewing your best-selling products. Again, no sales pitch. And remember that you can't include videos directly in your email, so take a screenshot of the video and link to that. Now, there's a product called Jing Project. Just search for Jing Project later on Google, and it's free. It lets you take screenshots. Step 6, we're nearly there, so bear with me. I know it's a lot of information, but again, you get the presentation at the end. Step 6, so powerful. Ask for a video testimonial. So about 30 days after they've ordered from you, set up an automatic email which asks them to submit a video testimonial to you. In the email, you can link to a form where they can submit their video to you. You can use Google Docs forms. It's free. So if you just go to docs.google.com, you can sign up and create a form there where they can put in their details. Now, you want to tell them to upload their video to YouTube and then have them include a link to their video when filling in the form. So, as a motivator for them to record the video, you can give them a $10 store credit or even free shipping on their next order. So when they're recording the video, you want to ask them for specifics to include in the video, because if you just leave them and say, hey, record this video telling everyone why you like us, you're going to get all sorts of varying quality and messaging. So you want to ask them to include their name, location, what they bought from you, why they chose you, whether they'd buy from you again, and would they recommend you to a friend. So you want to keep the topic of their video on track. An excellent idea is to get someone you know and get them to record a sample video testimonial so your customers can see the right way to do it. Then you want to take their testimonials along with their name and city and create a page in your store called Our Customers Love Us. Put up all their videos. You get instant credibility that money can't buy. I bet you've never been to an e-commerce store where you can see 30 video testimonials from customers saying, yeah, I bought these customized jerseys, the shipping was excellent, I learned a lot, I'd happily buy from these guys again, I've sent all my friends there. You don't see that because people aren't creative. We do it on our website, bigcommerce.com, which I'll show you later, and it's just phenomenal because your competitors won't copy you. They're too busy focusing on the wrong things to grow their business. Now, what I've learned over the years is you have to have a #1 focus on marketing to grow your business, okay? Yes, there are other things that grow your business, but nothing as much as marketing can, getting people through the door. So our example, we call ours the buzz page, okay? It's bigcommerce.com/buzz.php. We just post all these videos of customers and what they say about us. We don't edit the videos. They're not professional. They record them from home. We don't edit anything, and we don't want to. We want them to have that authentic, genuine feeling. You know, these guys are small business owners, much like you guys are and like I am, and they don't have these fancy video recording studios or anything like that. So they record videos in their lounge room, in their home office, like you can see here in front of their computer, whatever it is, and they work, and we post those straight up. So the final step is to repeat. There's a spelling mistake in the title. Again, you can see that I haven't edited that out. You know, I'm real, just like I preach to you guys to be real. Repeat steps 3 to 6 indefinitely. So spreading the word to people who fit your typical customer profile, wowing them after buying, following up with lots of free stuff, and asking for video testimonials. That's all there is to it. Just keep repeating that stuff. Within 12 months, you'll grow your business to $1 million in revenue if you follow everything I've taught you in this presentation. It's not rocket science. So let's recap. Marketing is king for you as a small business. Your competitors don't understand or use customer-driven marketing. Now you can see with the video testimonials, the ideal customer profiles, the surveys, we're getting our customers involved. We're using our customers to build our business for us. And obviously we're rewarding them by taking their feedback, you know, giving them lots of educational information, so it's a win-win for them and for us. So if you do use marketing to grow your business, you'll be ahead of all of your competitors, and you'll really start stealing their customers. It happens for us, and it can happen for you as well. So follow the 7-step blueprint that I've outlined in this presentation. I don't see why you couldn't at least double your sales within the next 12 months. Best case, you'll get to 7 figures in revenue, maybe even more if you're very aggressive. Remember I said earlier, you need to be aggressive. People buy from you because they like, trust, and respect you. If you lose any of these, then you lose the customer. You say sayonara to them, they won't come back. Once someone gives you their trust, you have to treat it with respect and treat them with respect as well. Because remember, at the end of the day, we're all just people. Yes, we have companies. Yes, we sell stuff, but we're just people. Now, nothing sells like social proof. Social proof is other people doing or taking the action that you want new customers to take. So show potential customers that other people like them have already bought from you and they keep buying from you. That'll encourage them to buy from you. Finally, when someone orders from you, that's just the start of the relationship. Don't think of it as, yes, I got the order. You know, I don't need to do anything else. That's wrong. You want to provide them with as much useful educational info as you can via email or YouTube or Twitter or Facebook that will help them use your products better and get better at what they're doing to solve the problems they have. Okay, so, you know, you can see how we do it. Bigcommerce.com, every strategy that I've talked about in the 7 steps in this presentation we use on our website, in our emails, on our blog, on Twitter, on Facebook, just everywhere. And my YouTube channel that I mentioned earlier, I've got about 60 videos up there. We're coming up to 500,000 views. All I do is teach marketing, sales, positioning. Shauna mentioned it earlier, youtube.com/bigcommerce.com. So if you've got a spare 5 days, you can sit down and watch all of my videos because they're about 10 minutes each and there's a lot of stuff to take in. So just how to reach me, we're wrapping up here. I'm on Twitter, so @MitchellHarper is my Twitter account. And if you want to see how we use Facebook to engage with our customers and potential customers, facebook.com/bigcommerce. And you can also get me via tried and trusted email, mitch@bigcommerce.com. Thanks for watching. There's a photo of me at IRCE in Chicago in June where I actually met Shauna. So you can download this presentation at bit.ly/Mitch-presentation. That's all I have. I'll turn it back to Shauna. Thanks for listening.
You say that's all you have, but you know, Twitter's going crazy with all this great information that you gave, and great job, and finally something that makes sense and something that I can do, and just a whole bunch of really great information, and saying it's an amazing webinar. And you know, of course, I'm thinking, I think these people need to make a video tutorial about or a video testimonial about the New Life event.
Exactly.
Tell people how much you love the New Life event, and you know, how much you love all the free education from speakers here like Mitch. It's absolutely wonderful. So if you have questions from this guy, you gotta ask him again. You gotta ask him right now. But what I'm really excited about, and what I am very excited to talk to you guys about, Mitch, if it's okay, I'm going to steal the screen from you for a little bit here.
Sure.
Because I'm very, very excited. And as Mitch said, that we met at Internet Retailer, and I was very, 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 very impressed with the BigCommerce site, and I was very impressed with the software, with everything that's included with this e-commerce platform. I was very, very impressed. If you have looked at, I believe you can go to the complete features list. It's quite amazing, and the pricing of it really got to me as well. Now, for those of you that have followed me for a long time, you probably already know that I have always said Yahoo Store, Yahoo Store, Yahoo Store, Yahoo Store, Yahoo Store, Yahoo Store, Yahoo Store. However, after talking to Mitch, we've actually decided to start working with BigCommerce because I am highly impressed. What amazes me so much is that every single person that signs up with BigCommerce has an extreme advantage over anybody else online, because it doesn't matter if you're just getting started today. The SEO that you're going to get, you know, as you can see, it's optimized by SEO expert Aaron Wall, who I extremely trust. But not only that you're getting all of these amazing tools right off the bat. The ability to upload unlimited number of photos and have automatic photo galleries, and have super zoom and thumbnails created automatically, and you can share photos between products. Another really big one. The other side of it that I won't even go into how important it is, mobile commerce. I mean, holy cow, these guys are thinking about it and doing it now. Not saying that it's a future thing. You can, you know, it's got for iPad, iPhone, Android, Palm, BlackBerry, every single one of them your store is set up for. It's absolutely amazing. Multi-currency. You know, you can easily export to BizRate, PriceGrabber, Shopping.com, Shopzilla. You know, just going through all of this is just phenomenal. And the other thing that I really like, you know, if you're selling on eBay, you can quickly, you know, fulfill eBay orders directly from BigCommerce. I don't even know how to go through all the different options that you offer here. I'm gonna say a few other things. They have the login for customers, a wish list for customers, gift certificates. You know, you can use discount rules. There is so many tools at your right at your fingertips that you can use, and this is all for even the person using the lowest, the absolute lowest plan that they have. And it's amazing. Now, here's the other thing that I absolutely like, and that is it has Google Website Optimizer automatically input into the store. Now, if you guys came to the 5 o'clock webinar, you saw how important testing is. Testing little tiny things had an impact of, what did we see? 15% all the way up to 115%. What if you could increase your conversion rates by 115%? Holy cow. You know, and as much as I have loved our Yahoo stores, it's very difficult to work with Google Website Optimizer, and you can run these multiple tests and you can figure out what's going to work for you and what's not. And when I saw all of this that was integrated into the store right off the bat, I went, holy cow, this is awesome. This is awesome. So So I am absolutely loving it. So we talked with Mitch and I said, we want to work with you and we have a lot of great store owners. But we want to give them a try. We want them to give it a try first. So I love Mitch. I love Mitchell. He's a great guy because he did something really amazing that we get to pass on to you guys. If you guys go to freebigcart.com and it's just a simple sign up, you're going to get 6 months free of the Big Commerce Bronze plan that they have, and you can try it out 6 months. And you want to talk about opening up a niche store just in time for the holidays? Today is the day to do that. You're going to learn all this information. You can start your store next week, and by the time that Christmas comes, you're going to be rocking it because these stores are very SEO friendly. They've got awesome tools that you need. The marketing is there. Have I forgot anything that is like super, super duper important here? Because I'm really impressed with your platform. I really, really am, because your platform, if I had it when I started my first store, I would have been kicking butt so much faster. It wouldn't have been funny. And honestly, I may not have been where I am today because I'm here now because there was no education and there wasn't information. And if I had started out right now with all the education and all of the tools that you provide store owners, I would still be a store owner today and a very successful one. So
that's a good compliment.
So tell me, what have I forgotten?
I think the biggest thing for most people, obviously there's all of the features and, we've spent 3 years building the software, but it's ease of use. That's a huge thing where you don't need someone to train you. You don't need your own IT team. It's just everything works and it works how you expect it to. And that, a lot of people take that for granted, but it's such an important thing for small business owners just to get software that works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely, and understanding it and trying to get things set up, and I'm just really, really impressed. And that URL again is freebigcart.com. You got to try it out. And I mean, I talk to people about niche stores, and we actually are going to have a webinar this weekend about niche stores, and this is just in time for the holidays. And I highly suggest try it out, definitely. We've got a whole bunch of questions about it and about what you've talked about as well, and we want to answer all of this. But it is freebigcart.com, and 6 months. I have to tell you, I appreciate you giving out the 6 months free, because I know that a lot of people wouldn't do that, and that means a lot to me that you would extend that out to our listeners. That means a lot. I really do appreciate that.
Just happy to help. Happy to help.
Oh, it means so very much. Let me go through a couple of questions that people do have for putting in here. They want to know about, a couple of people that are coming over about custom designs and bringing it over into BigCommerce. And yes, you can take custom designs and you can completely customize the store. We've been playing with the BigCommerce, and my guys have been playing with it, and they love it. They absolutely love it because they actually have more control over the stores and can do that. And what I also like, and this has to go with this question, what are the fees, the transaction fees for selling on BigCommerce?
0. We don't charge transaction fees. The only thing is the flat monthly fee. Small businesses really can't afford to have variable costs, so the only thing you pay is that flat monthly fee. There's no transaction fees or anything else like that.
Yeah. Now, there are some questions, though, about BigCommerce and PCI compliance. Can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Sure can. So PCI compliance, I'm assuming most people know what it is. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a complicated process that we as software providers have to go through to make sure that our software is secure and everything like that. So we've spent the last 10 months actually going through that, and we're submitting for compliance this week. So we're expecting to get the big certificate and everything from Visa probably within about a week or two, depending on how long they take. So that's something we've been undergoing for a long time, and there aren't too many carts who are PCR compliant. So we'll be one of the few that actually are PCR compliant.
That is completely awesome. That is completely awesome. And what kind of products can people sell on this platform? Because, again, it's so easy, and I love how SEO friendly it is. I really, really do. And the fact that people can just try it for free, and that was our, I mean, that's a nice value for people, to be able to try it out for free and have a free store for Christmas. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Definitely. In terms of products, anything physical or digital. So you can sell, obviously, shoes and T-shirts and computers and all that kind of stuff, but also digital products. So ebooks, reports, music, everything like that. So it's got support for both the physical and the digital products. Whatever you want to sell, you can pretty much sell on BigCommerce because there's just so much stuff that you can use.
Now, Yahoo uses RTML, and the next question we have, is it built with SQL or PHP, or how is it built?
On the back end, it's built with PHP and MySQL, but you don't see any of that, and you don't need to know any of that to use it. If you are familiar with HTML and CSS, you can get in and really get dirty with the designs and customize them. If you're not, we've got drag and drop tools, so you can move things around, change colors, change text, and all that kind of good stuff. So.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Now, the other thing I have asked him to do is to show us what it's like using BigCommerce, because I'm one of those people where give me a live demo where you actually physically show me, don't tell me, I want to see everything. So that is going to be Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that is going to do that. But I just want to remind you that although we are promoting the free 6-month trial, it is a limited offer. So make sure you do sign up immediately, because you will, once you see how awesome this is on Sunday night, you're going to be like, where do I go again to try this out, because it's awesome. Mark wanted to know, can I start with the smallest plan and then change later as I get bigger?
Yeah, of course, definitely. And that's all automatic as well. So you can upgrade. Everything is done online, and then your store will automatically be upgraded to have more products depending on which plan you move up to. So yes.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. And then and then the flat monthly fee. It goes kind of in a structure. Let's see. I think you've got it right over here if you go to plans and pricing. And it starts at $24.95 and goes all the way up depending on how many products, how many staff logins, and so forth. And the pricing is extremely reasonable along with other platforms, especially when you take into effect that you're not taking any percentage of people's sales.
Exactly, yeah. It's very affordable. There's really no reason, like you said, not to give it a shot and just see how you go. And the pricing definitely won't inhibit anyone because it's very affordable.
Okay. All right, so I am supposed to say that it is for the 6 months. Oh, I didn't know this. Mama just reminded me it is for the first 100 people. So sign up quick, sign up quick. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Okay, and then also Matt wanted to know, can I edit template files in a text editor of choice like TextMate and then FTP them?
Sure. So you can either download files via FTP and edit them in TextMate or any of the other text editors, or you can use our web-based file editor. So you can edit the HTML and CSS in your web browser if you don't have an FTP client, or you even don't know what the hell an FTP client is. So, yes.
Yeah. I like it because you do have different options where, depending on how much experience you have, then you can just, okay, you can do it this way, or this way. I really feel like, sign up now because we're going to be sending you all the information next week. But then when you see it on Sunday, you'll be able to see the different things that you can do and help you with that. Now, for somebody who's selling like textbooks or let's say software where you really have to have like ISBN numbers or UPC codes, all of that information is easy to put in as well, so that way they can do that?
Exactly, yeah. So there's a built-in field for UPC, which is very important, universal product code. And you can create your own custom fields for each product as well. So even if we don't have the field name that you need, you can just go in and create that and associate that with your product.
Okay. Now Tim was concerned about a low bandwidth, but I think people worry about when they see bandwidth that might be a little bit lower. They kind of get worried, but they don't realize that they may not be using that much bandwidth, then they don't have to worry. Can you kind of go into that a little bit?
Yeah, so bandwidth is the amount of data that you transfer when someone comes to your online store. So when they download the photos and the style sheets and everything, that adds to your bandwidth. So bandwidth is also taken when the search engines come to your website and crawl. And what we've found with the different plans is we've changed these bandwidth levels over time. So we've increased them. And for 99% of people on each plan, the bandwidth is more than adequate. So obviously if you get hammered by traffic on one day, you might go over your bandwidth in 1 month, but then you can either just upgrade to another plan, or you can keep on that same plan and then just keep moving forward, and assuming you won't have that spike of traffic again. But yeah, they're more than reasonable in terms of what we have on there at the moment, and they seem to do the job for most of our customers, and we're always again listening to customers, and we change them as we need to.
Oh, and you can definitely tell that, especially when you look at all of the feedback that BigCommerce has gotten. It truly is phenomenal. I mean, it is the fastest growing e-commerce platform for a reason. I mean, just the tools that you have, the wish list. I mean, I know of companies that are paying $50 to $100 extra a month just to have a wish list added to their site. And this is all included. I mean, truly, I mean, this is where I'm looking at this platform and I'm going, holy cow. I mean, and I've been stuck for 10 years dead on my feet saying no, 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 no. And now I'm opening my eyes and going, wow, this is cool, Now, does BigCommerce integrate with things like WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, things like that you want to kind of integrate into like FTP and different subdomains and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. So you can create your own subdomains just from the BigCommerce control panel. You can create as many as you want. So you might have, blog.mystore.com, and then you can tie that into WordPress or Typepad or whatever you like really easily. It's all just built into the software.
All right. And can you transfer from from Volusion? Can you go from Volusion to BigCommerce pretty easily?
It's pretty easy. Yeah, I won't lie. It's not incredibly easy. Their system's a bit kind of rigid, and they limit what you can export. Mm-hmm. But once you can get the data out of Volusion, it's very easy to get it into BigCommerce using the import wizard.
Yeah, and we saw that import wizard, and it's very simple. And again, we are going to definitely give you guys a full preview, because I said, Mitch, I need you to come on and give people a live demo, because they're not going to believe me unless you come in and show people, because that's what I do. I go, hey, this is a really easy thing to do. Let me show you. Click here, click here, click here, done. And that's what we're going to do on Sunday. Now, does it have to be all new products, or can it be antiques and collectibles?
No, you can sell whatever you like. We don't impose kind of any limits through the software on what you sell. So we've had customers sell all sorts of weird stuff, antiques, used shoes, just whatever you can think of and whatever you want to sell, you can sell it on BigCommerce.
Oh, wonderful. Now, does multiple options of one product count as another product? Because I know you do it based on products.
We do, and no, variations do not count against your product total, and that's something we were really, really big on in the beginning, that you can have one product with 10,000 options and it still counts as one product.
That's very, very good news. What about quantity? Such great questions that we're getting, I mean, these are things that store owners are worried about all the time. What about like quantity pricing, and then because we have a lot of store owners where they are saying buy one for this price, buy 5 for this price, 25 for this price, and then also about does it provide support for manual transactions for when people are doing sales over the phone?
Sure. So the short answer to both questions is yes. So you can set up bulk quantity discounts per product. So you can say, one is $10. If you buy between 2 and 5, it's $8. If you buy 6 and 10, it's $5, etc. And sorry, what was the second question?
Doing manual transactions via the phone.
Yes.
Okay.
So something we included with version 6, which just came out, is a really awesome wizard. So you can take phone transactions, and it literally takes 6 clicks to take a phone transaction if they're an existing customer. So it's all very straightforward.
Yeah, and that's one of the things where when you have a platform that charges you a per transaction fee, people want to be able to track those phone calls and track the orders that they're getting, but they don't want to put it into, through their website like a customer would, because they don't want to get charged that transaction fee. So then they have to come up with another way to track those type of orders, and then it just becomes, now you're trying to track all these different things, and it's just a major pain in the hiney. Another question is how easy is it to export and get into Google Shopping?
Very easy. That's built into the software. So it's literally 4 clicks to get your feed, and then you just add it into Google, and then Google can just constantly poll that feed and keep updating it. So very easy.
Wow. Yes, very, very, very. Another thing that this drives me absolutely batty, and I understand why they do it, but they don't have actual URLs for the images so that your images can be found under Google Images. Is that something that that is within the BigCommerce, that there's an actual URL so that you can get into image search in Google?
There is, yeah, definitely. So each product you upload has its own URL for the images, and then they're included in the feed, and they appear in image search and everything like that. So.
Okay, and people are asking, if you go to free Big Cart and then you click through it, if you go back to New Life Event, yep, that takes you right back to New Life Event, so you can register for all of tomorrow's webinars. So that was another question. Does it integrate with QuickBooks?
We have a full 2-way sync with most versions of QuickBooks, yes.
Wow. See, everybody's all excited. All right, so on the bronze plan, does 100 products equal 100 SKUs?
Yes.
Okay.
Except when you have products with options. Each option can have its own SKU, but they don't count towards your product limit.
Got it. Okay. All right. Completely understand. So if one product offered in 15 sizes, then it's just one product?
Exactly.
Okay. And you can print out invoices and packing slips and all that good stuff?
Sure can.
Oh, nice. Now, Kat wants to know, are they integrated with Stamps.com?
No, we are not.
No. Okay. And then what about 301 redirects for switching?
Of course, you can create them from the control panel under the tools menu. You can put them in. They can be manual 301s, which means they're linked to a static URL, or they can be dynamic, so they're linked to products in your store, so that when you update the product details, the 301 link is updated as well.
Okay, and then the data feed to Google, there's no extra cost. That's all included in the plan?
All included. Yep.
See, and I love that because, Google Shopping, how can you not love it? It's free. You don't pay per click. It's like your store needs to be there. It can be found in the Google natural rankings. It's like it's a win-win-win situation. Is there UPS shipping built in, or do you have to do something special to produce shipping labels?
So what we've done, instead of building it into the software, we integrate with ShipWorks, which is this really cool kind of desktop software that lets you print shipping labels and manage your rates and everything like that. And we decided to do that because it was such a good product, and they're $14 a month, so it's not expensive at all. But yeah, the short answer is we integrate with ShipWorks, which is shipworks.com. They've got a lot of good stuff in their product.
Yeah, and Cindy saying thanks for those answers. And then another thing is, does it calculate price completely, where it gives like estimated price in the shopping cart, where to calculate like the shipping and so forth, and give all that information?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
So we obviously know how important it is to show shipping costs up front and tax, and when you're on the cart page, you want to see exactly what you're paying. So yeah, Shipping, tax, all that good stuff is shown on the cart page right up front.
That ship work that you mentioned, was that an additional fee or included?
That's not our product. That's a separate product, but they charge, I believe it's $14 a month, so
Oh,
not that much.
no, that's not bad at all, especially when you put it all together. Kat wants to know, how did you do the presentation in Google Docs? So I love that. Kat, you're going to have to ask him separately. You know, that just goes into a whole other thing. I love you, girl. Now, are you integrated with any particular third-party email management companies like Constant Contact or any of those?
We're integrated with MailChimp.
MailChimp, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And support for Blogger, I mean, you can easily create that scene. Well, Blogger right now, if you want to do custom, you can create a subdomain and then just add a CNAME record. No problem doing that?
Exactly, yep, that's fine.
Okay, see, I like that. Can you import CVS files from other shopping carts?
CSV files? Sure can. Yep.
See, guys, it's good. I offer personalization of products, such as personalized ribbon messages or baby's first name on a product. How would this work if available?
Very, very simply. So what we have for each product, they're called configurable fields. So you can actually get people to type in stuff or choose an option when they want to add a product to the cart. So in this case, you just create a text custom field called name, and they can type in the name, or you can create a drop-down or a checkbox or a radio button, and they're attached to the order. So you can get all of those details in your back end. Very simple.
Very, very simple. What about integrating like PayPal or Google Checkout?
Yes, we integrate with about, I think it's 55 different payment providers. So all of the additions of PayPal, Google Checkout, Authorize.net, just everyone. Everyone you can think of we integrate with.
Even our favorite.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. You integrate with our favorite. We love them. You know, we've been with them so long. eMerchant, they're going to be doing a webinar tomorrow about saving on merchant fees, which is so important because that stuff just adds up so quickly. So somebody asked where you can find the form to sign up. It's freebigcart.com, freebigcart.com. Oh, good question. Somebody wrote, can you do BOGO? Buy one, get one. I love that.
Yeah, I was a bit confused for a minute there. Yes, you can. So we have a discount rule system. You can do buy one, get one free, buy one, get, $10 off your next one or 20% off your next one, buy one, get free shipping, just all these different discount rules you can set up. So yes, we do.
Yeah, and you also have way where you can show related products and cross sales to help increase those sales too, correct?
We do, yeah. So that appears both on the product pages and on the cart page.
And that you don't have to pay anything extra for?
No. All of the features are included in all of the plans. We we made the decision when we started that just because you're a big guy doesn't mean you should have to pay more or less than the smaller guys. So it's equal across the board with all of the features on all of the plans.
And see, that's why I love you guys, because a lot of people, they're like, you have your rates on your website, and it's like, well, yeah, why should this guy pay more because he does 100,000 a month in sales, and this guy pays less because he does 10,000 a month? They probably make the same profit per month.
Exactly right. Yeah.
And it's like, nah, it's the same thing for everybody. Come on now. The other thing is, can you show shipping costs on product pages?
If they are fixed shipping costs, yes. If not, they need to go to the cart so they can type in their zip code and then it can calculate the real-time quotes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And gosh, you guys are asking some really great questions. I can see that you guys are going to have fun on Sunday night. I can really tell that. Any autoresponders that you can set up after you make a sale?
Yes. Now that's done through the MailChimp integration. So you can automatically push your customers into different email lists that you set up in MailChimp. You can send over their order details, their name, the date, all that kind of stuff, and then you set up the autoresponders in MailChimp. Now MailChimp is free. I think it's for up to 500 subscribers. So if you're just getting started, you don't have to pay anything with them for a while.
Somebody's asking what kind of support you provide, and I would really love for you to go into a little more detail on that because, again, this is one of the big things that impressed me so much about your company because of the fact that with the other platform, I'll just say that the other platform, you have to do 100,000 a month in order to have like your own customer service representative. And can you tell us more about your customer service?
Of course. So, we know that for small businesses, you really need someone to reach out to. And even if you're just getting started, you need someone to show you the ropes, and you need your own account rep. So we don't call them account rep. We call our guys support ninjas. And they're in our Austin office in Texas. And basically, you can just get on the phone whenever you want during your free trial, when you're a customer. It doesn't matter which plan you're on, and just ask questions. They can help you with setting up Google or SEO or the actual software itself or anything like that. But we also have our support portal, which is support.bigcommerce.com. And we have a community on there as well where customers can talk to each other. You can submit ideas for the software. And with every release, we take the top 10 or 15 ideas that are voted on. It's similar to Dig, where you can vote on ideas or stories, and we build them into the software. So we've got that really, really, really useful self-help portal at support.bigcommerce.com with videos and articles and everything like that. But then if you need to talk to someone, we've got our support ninjas ready to go as well. And the phone number's on every page of the website. We don't try and hide our support phone number or make it tricky to get to them. It's all really simple.
Cindy wants to know, do all support ninjas have an accent like you?
Well, they kind of have that southern twang because we're in Austin, but no, they don't have the Australian accent unless I'm in the office doing support.
I absolutely love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and Kat wants to know if Colder Ice bought him a beer in Australia, or did he make?
No, I bought him a beer. Yep. The James Bogues beer, which is quite big here in Sydney, and we went out to lunch with John on, I think it was Tuesday, and he's just a cool dude. We just sat around and had a chat. So
yeah, absolutely wonderful. Now, MailChimp, is that? I think you said, I can't remember what you said it was for the pricing on MailChimp, but you said it was free for what was it again?
They're free when you have up to 500 people on your email list, and then they're like $10 a month, or it goes up from there. They're very affordable.
Okay, and then you can upload multiple pictures when you're adding products. And do you have like where people can do like a loyalty point or loyalty program for customers?
We have store credit, but we don't have a loyalty system just yet. That's something that's on our radar, though, that we will be building.
Well, one of the things I have noticed, and I've been looking back on things, is that when you guys say that's a really great thing and we'll put it in, it doesn't take 6 months to a year to do it.
No, it takes anywhere from kind of maybe 4 to 10 weeks. We're doing really fast release cycles, and I'm the product manager, so I work with our engineering team here in Sydney, and they just get stuff done. They churn out the features, and we take that customer feedback and use a feedback loop like I talked about in the presentation, and it works.
Yeah, and even Julie's saying, what about customer reviews? And yes, it even has customer reviews, and customer reviews are so very important and can help you increase those sales. And yep, you got those too. Mark says, do you recommend getting his own SSL certificate?
It depends. I'd initially say yes, but if you can't afford one or you don't want one straight away, we do have a shared SSL certificate, so you don't have to pay for one. That's free on all plans. But yeah, I'd say you should. It lends a lot of trust and credibility to your website. And going back to my presentation, you really want people to be able to trust you when they're buying from you. So yes, I would.
All right. Any issues for Mac users? I think I saw you were using a Mac, so I would say no.
No, I'm running a Mac. Everyone, or pretty much everyone in the company runs a Mac. We love Macs, and no issues at all.
All right. And if the email is like vertical response or Aweber, can they just place the newsletter sign-up widget on the BigCommerce store?
Yeah, they sure can.
Yeah, those are I'll tell you what, we just copy and pasted the HTML and bam, it was done. It was just absolutely done. Wendy wants to know, how do you spread the word on your cart? Did you use social media marketing or was it word of mouth?
It was pretty much everything I mentioned in the presentation, to be honest. We do a lot of Google AdWords. We rank in the top 10 for most of the keywords we go after, which are very competitive. And the main thing we did, though, is just have a really good product, and that sells itself.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the honest truth. Having a good product will do more for you than any marketing ever could.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to agree. I mean, you guys just did a phenomenal job, and what you're continuing to do is just really, really great. And, you know, like I said, give this a try. You know, should you ditch your current store and drop everything and move over? Maybe not yet, but you should try it. And you should give this an honest-to-goodness try. You know, I love niche stores. Niche stores do very, very well, especially with search engine optimization. You've got Christmas coming up. You got to try it out. You really have to try it out because this can really help you to grow your business and give you the tools that you need, and especially with Christmas coming up around the corner. And I know you don't want to think about it, but if you really sit down and look, we are September, October, November. That is 3 months away, which means that December is 4 months away. So you really want to start making sure that your site is ready now. So that's just something to consider about. Now, this is not a stupid question. It's a very, very, very good question. Is this an actual site with your own URL, or is it like Etsy or Artfire, etc.?
No, it's your own URL.
Yeah, and
it's not a marketplace.
and there's no logo up in the top that says Big Commerce. You know, you're not promoting Big Commerce. You are promoting your store, which is so very, very important. Wendy wants to know, what's the learning curve to get a working knowledge of the features?
It really depends what you want to do. If you just want to get the store up and running, it takes probably about an hour to add your products and web pages and set up, you know, the payment options. If you want to go deep into it, because we do have so many features, you could literally spend days just reading about them and watching videos and tweaking and everything. But, you know, a few hours is enough for most people to get started and to integrate with, you know, MailChimp and set up a lot of the marketing tools and everything like that.
Yeah, you know, and one of the things that I noticed right away is that when you are working within it, if you're just kind of brand new, then you can kind of stick to the brand new features. But if you really understand a little bit more about what you're doing, then you can really get into the testing and adding all these other features to really help you market your store. And you've done a very, very good job of helping not only beginning store owners, but people who have been around a little bit longer and understand that they do have to market their stores.
Exactly. And the way we did it was, on the surface, the product looks very simple. You know, there's only a few tabs across the top, orders, products, and everything like that. But when you're ready to take that next step to get into more advanced marketing, the tools are there. So the software grows with your business. You don't ever have to leave Big Commerce because everything you need is just right there in front of you. It's just hidden away in little menus or out of the way so that if you're a beginner, you don't get confused and go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Barb says, I've had a Big Commerce store for a few months. Can you mention how easy it is to change the favicon compared to some of the other carts?
Yeah, I can run you through the steps. So you'd log in. See, to me, these are funny because they're such simple features that we have in the software and have had from day one, but I know a lot of the others don't. So,
but they're big deals. They're big deals.
They are. They're huge. Okay, so the process is you log into your Big Commerce control panel, click on Store Design, click on the Fab Icon tab, upload one, and hit Save. That's it.
That's it.
So pretty simple.
That's just it.
That's it.
That's a great question because that was a really great answer. Wendy wants to know, can you become a Big Commerce certified expert? Do you have an affiliate program? And also Julie wanted to know if she can see some actual sample stores. Can I change it back over to you and you can answer some of those questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we're going to go right back over to Mitchell. And you guys really do have some phenomenal questions, and absolutely wonderful questions. And this guy is not getting stumped at all. You guys are trying really hard, though.
Okay, so if we start off with the partners and affiliates, the answer to both questions is yes. So just under the company menu, it comes up here, we have the reseller program and the affiliate program. So if we click on the reseller program, all the good stuff is up here, how much money you'll make, all that kind of stuff. And then the affiliate program, which pays quite well. All the details are here, and then you can join on the left.
Ah, lovely, lovely. Now we have, Mitchell, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. This is probably the most important question we've had. Julie wants to know, are you married and do you want to move to Utah?
I'll give you the short answers. Not yet, and probably not.
Okay.
I haven't been to Utah yet, but I would like to visit. So maybe when I visit, she can take me out and buy me a beer.
Okay. We had to ask that right away. I mean, I saw that and it was so important, and we just had to know right away. Sorry. So anyway, please continue. Sorry.
Feels like we're on a dating show. Okay. Anyway. So under the features menu, we have the live stores, and then we load up this little screen here, and you can click through all the different live stores. So a little bit at the top is where you navigate, and you can just click on next, and you can go through all the different live stores that we showcase from our customers.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the answer to both of those questions, and that weird question about Utah.
Absolutely. I lived in Wyoming for a short time, and I remember going out country dancing, and I remember that the bar closed Saturday night at midnight because you couldn't drink on Sunday. And it was like, what? I just got here at 11. What are you talking about? So that was absolutely insane. Does BigCommerce support the canonical URLs?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's built in by default. You don't have to set up a meta tag or anything. We do that all for you.
See, I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, we are getting a lot of questions about the design and if you have a Yahoo store and moving the design and all of that. And I can tell you that we are starting actually on Monday, we are going to be helping and designing the BigCommerce sites. So that is going to be an announcement we'll be making on Monday. So watch my Twitter account for that. So yes, if you have a design and you'd like to incorporate it into your BigCommerce, we can definitely help you with that, get you up and running, and gosh, get you fast. And the big thing that I want you to do is to make sure that you're doing testing. You have the ability, it's so easy to do testing with your site on BigCommerce, and I want you to make sure that you're doing it. It is absolutely phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. It's just great. Can you add to, does the software have just like quick of a button for a WordPress blog, or is that something where it's a standalone script?
Well, we actually have a built-in blogging and news system in BigCommerce. Mm-hmm. So you can use the built-in system to have news and RSS feeds and all that kind of stuff. If you wanted to integrate with WordPress, like I mentioned earlier, you just set up a subdomain in BigCommerce. It's very easy. And then you point that to your WordPress store, and you can use that separate platform on a subdomain.
Yeah, there's a lot of features, and I really recommend just going to the site and, taking a look and looking at all the different features. One of the things, I keep saying one of the things I love, but there's so many, the flexible product photo display, the super zooms. Those super zooms are so awesome, where you can get up close and personal with those products. The mobile commerce. When you look at mobile and what's happening with mobile right now, and that you don't have to pay for a separate site for mobile, that is extremely important. Oh my gosh, I can't even I can't even begin to tell you how important this is that you have a mobile site. But I didn't even touch on the fact about selling on Facebook. Can you like go into that? Because that in itself is another, oh my gosh.
Sure, sure. So let's just look at that page now. I'll just bring it up quickly. So if you go into the features menu and then scroll down, we've got a funky little video here that you can watch, but we've also set up a page. So it just talks about what Social Shop is. And basically, if you have a fan page on Facebook, you can add a shop tab to that page, and then people can buy from you on Facebook and share your products as well. So let me show you a customers one. This is Baby and Me Gifts, and they sell baby products and everything like that. So you can see here they have a shop tab, and then all of their new products and popular products just show up like this. And you can share a product on your wall with all of your friends, and it's just another way to get people back to your online store through Facebook. And they just announced 500 million active users. So if you can just get a small portion of those guys to become fans and then look at your shop, it's a really good way as well to build repeat customers and get them from Facebook to your online store. So.
Oh my gosh, that marketing tool alone is worth the cost of the monthly fee. And another thing that I'm just going to put this out there, when I first had my store, this was back in 2000, I had a software store. I was selling, Microsoft, Adobe, Guerrilla, all these other things. And I happened to notice in the top 10 listings and doing my research that 3 of the people in the top 10 were listed twice. The only thing is that they were 2 different websites, and you couldn't tell that they were the same competitor. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to argue with this. I'm just going to do it myself. So I opened up a second store, and it sold the exact same products. The only difference is that I had totally different content, and the look was completely different as well. One site was using the blues. It was very calm and soothing, and you should buy from us because we're sweet. And the other one was very bold, and that's where the one choice came about, and it was, the black and the red and bold, and like, here we are, buy your software now. And nobody knew the difference, that it was 2 separate stores run by the same person, but we were able to rank in 2 spots in the top 10 very easily, and we were able to reach out to different types of customers with the 2 different types of looks and feels. So if you have a store that you're happy with, that may be another option for you, is to open up a second store. The key to that, however, the very special key to that is to make sure that you're using the unique content, though, on your product descriptions. You can do a copy paste to get your store up immediately. However, go back as soon as you can and right away and get back there and put in that unique content. So that's just one other thing that you can do with this 6 months. Open up a second store, reach out to new customers. Open up a niche store and reach out to new customers. There's so much that you can do with this 6-month coupon to help you bring in so much more business. Because, it's not about having one website. It's not about having a website. The whole part is that you're building a business. And don't think of it as, your business is just one website. Your business may include 10 different websites. You may have an eBay site, an Amazon site, a Yahoo site, and also a BigCommerce site. That's your entire business. You're all over the place because you want customers to find you. You're building a business, not a website. Keep thinking that. You're building a business, not a website. So anyway, let me see if we got more questions. Or do you have anything, what is your experience and what do you think about what I just said?
I think it really depends on what your long-term goals are as a business owner. Obviously, the more stores you have, the less of an impact your brand will have. So if you're thinking, you just want to make the most money, you want to rank at the top of the search engines, yeah, definitely go and do the multi-store approach. If you're thinking in 5 years I want to be the next Amazon or Zappos or Target, then I'd probably recommend sticking to one brand. But, it depends what you want to get out of it.
Yeah, and More so though, it's helping people realize though that they're building their business rather than a website.
Yeah,
Because that's hard.
it is. It's really important to not think of yourself as a quote-unquote internet company. Just because, maybe you get most or all of your orders online, don't think that you don't need a phone number on your website or you don't need good customer service. You still need everything a quote-unquote offline or a bricks-and-mortar business has, but your main sales channel is online, so don't ever think that you're just an internet company.
Yeah, because you're so much more than that. You are so much more than that. I remember Mama was talking to somebody who sold furniture online and said, well, when is furniture the hottest? When did they sell the most? And this guy said, well, I don't know. And it was like, well, wait a minute. You're in the furniture business.
Yeah.
You're not an internet business. You're furniture. You should know when furniture is hot.
Exactly, and I think the best businesses really mix their online and offline together. So let's say a customer comes into your store and they buy from you in the real world, quote unquote. You want to give them the address to your website so that next time they can just order online instead of coming in if they wanted to. So you really need to mix the offline and the online together.
Agreed. And we should probably let you get going and let everybody else go. It's 10:30 at night. We'll do our last question because I know what you're going to say, but are you charge fees from Facebook?
Oh, no. It's all free.
All free. So see, Facebook free.
Charge, no.
Google Shopping, free. All this stuff, free. And it's all included. So if you haven't gotten your 6 months free, go to freebigcart.com. Go get it right now. And because you got to try this out. I mean, it is really great. And I can't wait until Sunday night where you show everybody, exactly how easy this is. And Cindy is saying this has been so valuable. Big thanks to Big Mitchell and Big Commerce.
Glad to be a part of it. Thanks.
Thank you so very much. And I honestly, I cannot wait until Sunday night. I think we're going to have a blast and we're going to answer a lot of these questions. And, we're getting a lot of these. I can't wait to see it. And it's just going to be absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so very much. I appreciate it so much.
Not a problem. Thanks, Shauna.